Everybody. Welcome back to the 2025 Scrabble Players Championship from Maryland, the live hotel and casino. This afternoon, we have a new commentator. Welcome in, Annette Obrestad. I think this might be the first time we've commentated together. How are you feeling?
Thank you. It is. I am so excited to be here. I think this is going to be an absolute blast. I've done some commentary for nationals in the past and other tournaments, and it's a pleasure watching these people play.
Yeah, Annette has done commentary for Scrabble tournaments, but also for poker tournaments. In your experience, which is more fun to commentate? Probably Scrabble, right?
Oh gosh, probably Scrabble. I would say. I don't know. It's tough, because there's a lot more money on the line in poker, so it's like there's more at stake, But this is
I guess there's a lot
this is
more.
my passion, so I love this now. So I got to pick Scrabble.
Right. And it's also like there's a lot more psychology. I guess it's a lot more fun to not play a poker tournament and commentate it versus playing a Scrabble tournament.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Anyways,
yeah.
We have a cool matchup for you guys. We have Nigel Peltier playing Mack Meller. Mack's in first place. We haven't featured Nigel Peltier on stream just yet, but he's always a pleasure to watch. And if they are ready, we can go to the view of the board, but I think announcements are still happening at the moment, so we might just stay with you guys for a little bit. But I'm really excited about this matchup. We had something going on earlier. I think yesterday there was a crazy game between Nigel Peltier and Robin Pollock-Daniel. Robin won in the middle of the game after 6 passes, which ends the game on the spot if one player notices that 6 passes have occurred. And Nigel lost that game 171, I think, to 307. I was talking to him yesterday about what happened. The board was completely locked down. We had a picture of it, and he had to just exchange letters and try and draw a play that opened the board, and he failed to do so, and he went 7 minutes overtime. So terrible, terrible game for him. Something like that is unlikely.
That's insane.
Yeah, something like that is unlikely to ever happen. That's like a once in a tournament, once in like a year occurrence, but crazy stuff. And I'm wearing these sunglasses in honor of him. I remember there's an iconic picture of Nigel Peltier and Nigel Richards where Nigel Peltier is sporting sunglasses, and Nigel Richards, he decided to do the same. So there's just a picture of both of them in their respective sunglasses facing over the board. So yeah, cool stuff. Excited for this matchup. Mack Meller, of course, still in first place. He's been in first place all day today, and I think a significant, if not all, of yesterday. I think there was a moment where Kenji Matsumoto was ahead. Don't worry, Kenji is not gone. We will be featuring him in the next round, round 20. 3 more rounds this afternoon. Stream sponsored by NASPA Games. There's another concurrent stream on the Let's Play Scrabble YouTube channel. You should be liking, subscribing, watching as much Scrabble as humanly possible. I think that's what you've been doing, right, Annette?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I haven't been able to watch all of the stream live, but I've done my very best to catch up, whether in the morning or at night, because I don't want to miss this action. I mean, the games have been so good. The level of play is just amazing, and I'm just excited to be able to watch this live.
All right, so without further ado, I think we can show the board cam. The players are hopefully seated. Yes, Nigel in first in this game. Mack in first in the entire tournament. Nigel's a game and a half behind, so he needs to keep winning. It's very tight at the top of the standings. Mack Meller is 13-5. There's one other player at 13-5. I think Will Anderson, and other players are right on his tail. So it'll be very interesting to see. It becomes more and more important to win as many games as possible. There are 10 games left before we crown the 2 finalists. So I'm really excited. I think that you can afford to lose a few games here. It is pretty tight at the top of the standings, but I think going 7-3 for Mack will be good enough for a final spot, potentially. Maybe 8-2, but Nigel can't really afford to lose more than one game.
Yeah, I mean, every game at this stage is just so important, especially for, the people who aren't at the very top, like Nigel. Like, he really probably needs this win.
Yeah, and luckily with a tie, this sort of puts Nigel in a weird situation where his differential, his spread, tiebreak, doesn't really matter as much. But there are a few players in the standings with the tie. I think 4 players near the top have a tie, so it's actually even important at this stage.
Yeah,
To
that's pretty crazy. It's like usually when you have a tie, you don't have to worry about that much about spread, but when 4 other people have a tie, it makes a big difference.
Oh, is Nigel Peltier 11-7? Oh,
Oh, did they make a
that's
mistake?
true. Yeah, he is 11-7.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
never mind. 11-7
Ah,
plus
there we
368. Yeah, there is only one tie near the top, and it's actually Chris Cree and Nigel Richards have tied.
Mm. Man, I wonder what
Oh,
happened that game.
yeah, crazy game. So yeah, Nigel Peltier can't really afford to lose more than one game, I think, at this stage if he wants to make the finals. Whenever they're ready, they can get started. If I was on another channel, I would say, let's play Scrabble. I guess I just said it now. I think they're still announcing things, actually. I see people clapping in the room, so they're just going to wait until Alan Stern stops talking, which
Well, maybe
sometimes
this
takes
is
a
a
while.
good time to shout out the other stream on the Let's Play Scrabble YouTube channel where you can watch the Collins dictionary.
Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. Yeah, I'm really curious. I love watching Nigel Peltier play. If you guys watch Scrabble content as much as me and Annette, you know he played an incredible game against Laurie Cohen last year in Albuquerque, where Laurie came back from a completely lost-looking position to just overcome a 150-point deficit and beat Nigel. So we'll see what happens. Tends to be a lot of craziness going on in Nigel Peltier's games. He's always exciting to watch.
Yeah, it looks like they
And
are ready to go. The bag has been shook. The handshake has been done. I think we're ready to play some Scrabble.
I think we are. So, Nigel, looking away from the tile bag, making sure to not give off any suspicious vibes. Most important rule in tournament Scrabble, do not be anywhere near the tile bag when you're drawing, or if you're near to it, make sure the tile bag is above eye level so that you're not looking inside.
Yeah,
All
not
right,
everybody can hold the bag behind their head like Jackson does.
that's correct. So OOD, EF, the last 2 letters, L and D and T. Sorry, I got confused for a second. Footled coming down immediately for Nigel Peltier. That is, of course, his best play, doubling the F, 80 points. A very nice start.
Yeah,
As
amazing
QI,
start. That is exactly what you want on your first turn against Mac.
yeah, and QI, the first 2 tiles you see from Mack, he's
Oh,
probably just gonna play QI and IF.
yeah. I mean, what
He's
else are
got
you
the
gonna do?
J as well. This is really, really weird to start things off.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
think
the
you can
rack
do
you want to
anything
have
else.
after an opening bingo.
Can you think about jig instead?
I mean, you can think about it, but I don't think that is the right thing to do. I mean, the Q is just a much worse tile.
So yeah, jig would play here. Yeah, hard to fault either play. I don't know how long he's gonna take. I think you just have to drop the Q. It's very interesting though. Like there is almost a possibility of playing Vigil,
Mm-hmm.
um, which kind of sets up the Q, but not quite.
Yeah, I just think that Knight is going to play through that V so often that it's going to block the setup anyway, even if you draw it.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely unfortunate first draw for Mack Meller. So yeah, Nigel has drawn AENNTUX, a pretty good post bingo draw, and he's going to be able to hammer that X underneath the LE.
Yeah, for sure. That is a very good spot for that X. So would you consider just AX here probably? Oh, interesting. Oh, never mind. Well, we both missed
Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, immediate to know.
that.
That is
Yeah, I was
the
not even looking
correct
for a bingo
play.
yet. That's clearly the right play.
Wow, an
Very well
incredible start.
spotted by Nigel. Yep.
Yeah, don't know.
I'd like to think I would have seen that in a game.
I would have missed that. I might have missed that. I'm not saying I would have, but yeah,
Well, on the
it's
bright side, Mac did draw a blank. So he's not completely out of it yet.
Yeah, he's looking at jive through that E.
Yeah, that definitely looks like the stand-up play right now.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think there's much else to consider. He has a blank and 3 consonants. He's going to be gunning for a bingo very soon.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean, Jiver would probably be slightly better than just playing Jive. Get rid of
yeah,
one
Jiver.
consonant.
Yeah, totally correct. Yeah, the GRL might go well together, but I think you only want to keep 2 consonants here if you can help it. I guess the one thing is leaving this L open after just jive, and also being worried about a potential play with jivers that kind of shuts the board down and scores really well. What we do know is Nigel Peltier is going to be for a 3rd time in a row. He's drawn CNOPS blank. This is exactly what he needs to stay in contention for the one of the final spots.
That is amazing. What a start for Nigel.
Yeah.
Really, but I think we both know not to count Mack out too early here. Anybody can make a comeback in this game.
Yeah, totally agreed there. It looks really difficult. He's down 26 to 163. He's about to be down almost 200 points. But yeah, anything can happen in Scrabble. You might start with a 3 bingo game, and you might start with 26 in just having to play QI and then jive and then nothing else. But Mac has a 2nd blank. There's still some hope there.
He decides to pull back the R, which probably, like you said, it keeps the L open, and having an L himself, he probably feels like it's likely that he might draw a bingo, with 2 L's there, that he wants to just keep that lane for himself.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. Yeah, I wonder what what an engine would think about that decision. There is some logic to it, as Mac has drawn AGI to his GLR blank leave. That looks pretty good, but it really depends on what Nigel Peltier plays here on his end. He has some decent bingo options, but a lot of them are a little dangerous. Pounces, opening that triple, and Poco Sen in that same spot. Those are his highest scoring bingos. Are we going to see him pass it up? Maybe he can play instead just peon and IN. He has such a large lead, but maybe you don't want to open that triple.
It's an interesting choice. I mean, maybe if he had something a little bit safer that doesn't open a triple, he would sacrifice the points to do so. Maybe something through that D or E. I feel like with this lead, the last thing you want to do is give your opponent a chance to triple against you.
Yeah, it looks like compends maybe the safest option for Nigel Peltier. I like this idea of Poco Sen, though. Definitely safer than slotting that S in the triple lane. That's a big S.
But putting an N in the 2nd to last spot, I mean, you could get hit by some ING bingos there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely still not safety for Nigel Peltier. He's definitely going to be looking for something that doesn't open a triple. I think that would be the number one thing in this position. You're already up 100 points early. The safest way to go is to prevent Mac from getting that all-powerful 100+ point triple.
I mean, if we look over at Mac's rack right now, if Pocosin does get played, there will be triples.
Yeah, something like
glaring or gargling, or I mean,
gargling, that would be so good.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Triple G, yeah, gargling would maximize the score. So that's what Nigel's looking at. This is an incredibly important moment.
Very important option for him right now, what he decides to do.
So Poco Sen playing on top of the ED, scoring 74 would bring Nigel to 237. Gargling would then score 149, if my math is correct, for 8, 10, 11.
Oh, it looks like he's changing his mind.
149. That would leave Mac still behind by
Would it?
30,
Yeah,
40 points.
it would be more of a game for us to watch, though.
Yeah.
So I
So that's,
mean,
I guess, what we're hoping for, right?
yeah, just being greedy here and wanting a good game. I mean, I hope that's the sequence we get to see here.
Yeah, if Nigel maximizes points with pounces, I don't think Mack Meller has a triple triple through that S. But yeah, we're liking compends here. That score is 70, so it's a few point sacrifice, but it really, really does a fantastic job at keeping things safe. Tucking that S away as well is always a good thing, the S being the easiest letter to play through on a Scrabble board.
Yeah, I
So he's
think it
taking
would
time.
easily sacrifice here to not give back that triple lane.
Yeah, pouncers also an option. A bunch of other plays that don't open triple triples are definitely on the table here. And Nigel taking a long time. He probably knows not to open a triple triple, but he has to find something that doesn't do that and doesn't create other paths to victory for Mack Meller. The game is still early. Mack is still bingo 3 or 4 times, so it's not a given.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I mean, we saw him very much consider playing Pocosin, and I mean, it's probably on his mind still.
Indeed. Mac just has to sit there. He's probably already seen every single bingo he has that's playable here. I see something like, I guess, claggier through the E, something like that seems to play already. Anything through that A, I wonder. I'm going to look.
Haven't seen anything yet.
Sorry, not A, that L.
Oh, the L.
AGGLIRL. That doesn't look very good. But yeah, Mac's seen it all because Mac is Mac. There's grillage through that L. Okay.
Oh, it looks like he's thinking about pouncers probably through the U.
It looks like it. Yeah, that would be a very safe option. That wouldn't open actually any lanes really to play through. It's very nice and defensive. So pouncers here would extend to this row, and there's just not enough space to bingo through that S. So that would be an extremely defensive option and a very defensible option. It's putting the C in this triple lane. It's kind of hard to do anything about a C in third to last position. So that would be a very good option. It also prevents certain plays that Mac could have, making JO to reopen that left side of the board. So it has a lot of defensive and board control merit to it.
For sure. It also takes away bingos that Mac could have through the LED somewhat, depending on the positioning.
Yeah, indeed. Penoches is also being considered. So yeah, Nigel slowly but meticulously sorting through all of his playable bingo options except for one. Compends, I think, would be what I would play, but this definitely has a lot of merit to it. Mac is just like, well, okay, he opened
Yeah.
3 bingos on me, and I'm gonna bingo now, but
Yeah, I like this play from Nigel. I'm sure Mac is looking at that rack and being like, wow, he could have given me a lot of triple triples there, and being very sad about it.
yeah, she got to move on. I wonder what Mac's gonna do. So grillage still playable. Yeah, something like claggier through the E. Laggier, the new word, now fits underneath, and that does open a triple that Mac
Yeah, it's a
might
little
want.
sad when you have the blank and your lowest or your highest scoring bingo is 66 points.
Yeah, but do we open the triple now, or do we just try to bide our time? I feel like it's already very desperate.
Yeah,
Nigel
God,
laughing, I think, at what's going on.
I think
But
I
I
would
don't
just
know.
throw the tiles out there in the triple and hope for the best. I mean, you're down so many points. You really need to get very lucky to have a chance to win this game.
But is Mac really trying to win here? I mean, it feels like he is so unlikely to win that it might just be worth it to throw in the towel and not open a big scoring spot and even open the top of the board. I feel like way more often if Mac plays something like flaggier or claggier, through that E, he's gonna bingo once or twice more. Maybe not win the game, but lose by a lot less than if he throws the triple open and lets Nigel just score a bunch of points through it and leave the top of the board unscathed.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know. I just have such a hard time giving up on games that I would probably rather do something that gonna lose me the game by 300 instead of having a chance to win. Like I will do my absolute best in every game I play to win games, which is why my spread in tournaments usually suck.
And it's actually, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, right? That's the rules. Try to
Right.
win at all costs. So,
I just think for me, like I don't care that much if I get 6th place or 12th place in the tournament. Like I'd rather give myself a chance to get 3rd if I can.
got it. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Mac looking at Ganglier. Actually, he can play Grillage to the E. Maybe he wants to do that, open a little bit less of a dangerous triple, a harder one to work with for Nigel to block. And that at least leads lines open in the top part of the board. Maybe Grillage is what I want here.
Yeah, Grillage looks pretty good too. I mean, it does what you want to do, and the difference between the score of these bingos just is so small that you're not really giving up on points at all by doing that.
Yes, indeed. So as we wait and see how Mac responds to this 172-point deficit after 3 turns, Nigel is sitting on ADILPRR, a nice balanced rack. He should be able to do a bunch of things, regardless of what Mac does, to secure his lead. But yeah, great start. Great start for the underdog.
Yeah, for sure. I think whatever Mac ends up doing here, Nigel will be able to handle at least closing down the most important threats.
But if we do see a comeback from Mack Meller, maybe the most impressive comeback one has ever seen on stream. I have lost games where I was up 200 points on my opponent. And it looks like Flaggier, the choice by Mack Meller. Apologies for the recent. I said something about claggier. That's only a word in the international lexicon. So I believe this blank is going to be an F. I'm going to double check our little view here. And it looks like indeed, actually it's an S, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Slaggier.
Gives himself an S to bingo too, should he draw into something good and it doesn't get blocked.
Indeed. So Slaggier coming down, that S, nice tile to put out in space, as always. And Nigel Peltier to respond, he's looking at playing Raid down to...
I don't think that's going to work. I mean, IL is not a word.
IL? Yeah. I hope it doesn't.
I don't think he really has any options there, does he? I mean,
Pile?
dial, I guess.
Pile works. That's
Pile
much better.
works. Yeah, that's better.
It's very hard to end a bingo in P.
For sure.
So this looks good.
That looks like a good play. Does keep terrible 2 R's, draw. But you know, when you're up that much, just keep scoring.
Terrible draw for Mack Meller of GIIRTTU.
So do you just play like quit from the G and be like, all right, I don't know what else to do?
That would be so nice if he had that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there is a G to play from, so. Oh wait, it doesn't have 2 U's. Ah, I see. Yeah, that would be really nice.
Nor is there enough space.
Yeah.
But yeah, GUIT, probably a lot of players would love to play that word at some point. That is valid. And is also the online handle of a top expert player from the West Coast.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Did not know that.
But I've never played it, I don't think. And probably neither have you, right?
I don't think I have, no. Been close.
So what is he looking at?
What do you do here?
Yeah, UIT separated from ITRG. I'd be looking to try and play through that sea of pouncers. It just feels like there isn't anything good to do. Probably SIG in that spot. Just
that is so sad.
It's just like such a sad situation.
I don't see any great options.
Yeah. I
mean, you're also looking to try to open some space for yourself, but like, how do you do that?
Well, it's really interesting is that, of course, we know Mack Meller to be incredibly accurate and word-savvy player. He prides himself on his knowledge of 9-letter words, and now we have this situation where it's very hard to play an 8-letter word on this board, but these 3 groups of letters are somewhat primed for a possibility of a 9, so could be at some point we see some fireworks, some out of nowhere, no one else would find this sort of play other than Nigel Richards type move.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, having watched Mack play so much against Best Bot, and the speed in which he sees 9s is just absolutely insane. So if anyone's going to find a crazy word through those floaters, it's going to be Mack.
Or is it going to be Nigel Peltier, who's sitting on the possibility of re-altered
Oh, wow.
through the AL?
That is amazing. Oh, that would be such a great play if he spots that. I mean, you are going to look through those tiles probably with the letters that you have, so I would say there's a good chance
There it is.
There it is.
There it
Oh,
is.
what a nice find.
I don't think that Mack is going to inhibit this area of the board in any way.
Yeah, I just don't see why he would play there.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. He doesn't really know how to approach this. I think I would just play Sig. I create a line to the triple, and just hope for the best. Yeah, he's just like,
Yeah,
he
what
sees
else
it, he's
do
like,
you
oh,
do?
yeah, what else? What else, right?
You just shrug and go, okay, I guess I just don't have any better plays.
Yeah, I guess you could play Jiver and RIN and try to get something like.
That's also so sad.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're gonna see Sig for Mack Meller and then re-altered for Nigel Peltier. If he has any content in him, he's going to make that play. I think re-altered is coming down. You might think, okay, maybe re-alter isn't a verb for some reason, but I mean, realtor is a word we all know, and unless you're pronouncing it as realtor, which I have been guilty of.
I've had some people challenge that against me before because they've just read it wrong.
Yeah, but it would be really nice to see 4 bingos in 5 turns for Nigel Peltier. Would be a fantastic way to increase his chances at hitting the finals. I remember this is such an anecdote. As Sig comes down, I remember Nigel Peltier being like, I don't know, something like 8-10 in a national event a few years ago, and then just like went on an insane tear of like going 8-1 or 9-0 or something. And I saw him at like one of the top tables. I'm like, wait, weren't you like out of it? And he's like, nah, man, it's crunch time. It's crunch time. And I just remember him saying it's crunch time. And this is crunch time. If you've ever seen it. Re-altered, beautiful, beautiful find by Nigel.
Yeah,
and
very
Max
nice.
is like, seriously? He draws AI to his UITTR leave. And
yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do if you're Mack? It's just one of those games that you're just not gonna win.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong.
No,
And
some games really are unwinnable.
I usually tend to say that every game of Scrabble is winnable. I would like to make a very small exception to that rule in this game. And I think the only mistake Mack made was sitting in his exact position against Nigel Peltier, shaking the bag in the exact way he shook the bag, and just letting this happen.
Yeah, so really that is the way he could have won that game, was just shaking the bag differently. So clearly it was his fault that he's going to lose this game. So it would have been winnable.
Exactly. Just shake the bag differently.
Yeah. Just got to draw
Maybe if
back.
you played Jiver, and
right, everything would have been different.
Like 6 times in a row. Who knows?
Yeah. So what do you do now if you're Mack? I mean, at this point, I've given up on this game too.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah,
nice.
it's rare for me to say
so
that.
We're in agreement.
Listen, at some point you got to throw in the towel, and I think the time has come.
The top move recommended by the engine right now on point and leave is TUI for 10 points. Mack is not going to play TUI for 10 points, is he? It sets up an E. It sets up etui. Maybe Nigel has 7 consonants. Maybe he has 7 consonants.
No.
I think this is a situation where if you're really just trying to win, you play TUI there, but TUIS here makes a lot more sense. You're setting up somewhat of a lane here, and you're not opening as big of a situation on the triples.
Yeah, I think that is probably his best move as well. I mean, you can't play TUI underneath pouncers now. It just gives back so much. I mean, the fact that you don't have an E yourself just makes it so much more likely that Nigel has it too. And he just drew 7 tiles, so I just don't think he can do that.
Do you play audit through this D? You know, that creates some space. You can maybe make a play.
Yeah, you
down
could do
here,
that.
get some space going down here. I don't really know. That
Yeah,
also
I don't really know either. I just make a play.
you need patient, are you?
I feel for Mack in this situation though. It's no fun to be in a game like this where it's basically just over already.
Yeah. But what's great about Scrabble though is that the score doesn't really matter in terms of the experience of solving the puzzle, right?
Sure,
No
you can
matter
still
what the
make
score
plays.
was on this board, you want to be finding moves, finding the best move for yourself in any given position. When the game is lost and won, it's actually there's a little bit of pressure that is relieved from it not affecting the outcome of the game. So it actually becomes more pure
For
in a
sure.
way. So 2Es for 8 coming down makes perfect sense. See if Matt gets some help from the tile pool. The blanks are gone. There's some S's, a bunch of E's left. He has a pretty decent chance at hitting a bingo soon.
Yeah, what do we do here in Nigel's spot? I mean, he's got some pretty high scoring tiles on his rack. I'm not seeing any amazing spots for that Z yet.
So Nigel had something lined up earlier. He had ZOMBY lined up that actually fits right here. Zombify.
Oh, wow. Maybe he didn't
Is
see that.
playable for 52. He does
Oh,
not
that's
see it
amazing.
and plays Yam instead, which is a great play in its own right. It prevents any issues with Mac trying to reopen this area of the board, set up a line onto the triple. That's no longer possible or achievable. And yeah, of course, 52 points would have been really nice, but that's an incredibly high level to find such a move. And there's no need for Nigel to even find it.
Yeah, I think you saying that he had a setup that might have just been him randomly having tiles on his rack that was in that position. I mean, if he had seen that word, he would have played it.
Yeah, probably.
So,
but he has drawn a vowel.
Yeah, he has. Yes. Mac, on the other hand,
he's drawn 3.
Back to more, back to more 1-pointers that don't do much.
Yeah, this is sad. Now, again, the top play recommended by the engine, Naira, through the N and the R. I think that's a monetary unit. What else? What else do you do? This would be a great moment to just like send everybody watching to the Let's Play Scrabble stream. I cannot imagine, a less contentious game on the other stream. Like I said, if you love Scrabble, you love Scrabble, whether you're down 122 points or up 122 points. Scrabble is still a very fun puzzle game. So if you're Mac, he's looking at Atria. That plays, I guess, with AR on the top of the board. He's looking at AIA. Oh, that's probably Naira. That's probably what he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean,
Naira looks pretty left good. Though.
Yeah, it does get rid of 3 of his vowels.
Yeah, but it's a nice find.
Yeah,
he's demonstrating, no matter what the situation is, he's demonstrating very nice play finding ability, as we are wont to expect from him.
Exactly.
Back to Nigel with BLOKRWZ. See mention of the possibility of playing Zerk through the E of Realtered. That would score a nice 34 and keep his lone vowel. I think that looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty good too. Seems to be by far the best play he has with the Z here. Maybe could consider keeping it for the other turn if you wanted to, but yeah, I don't really know what else you would do.
Yeah, if you want to keep the Z for some reason, you could play work through the R. This also actually eliminates, just like Zerk does, pretty much eliminates this as a threat.
Right.
Of course, I don't think Nigel is worried about losing this game. He's playing walk instead, which is not as good just because he's giving a nice possibility of an overlap with the word okay. I think.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred Zerk over Walk here. I mean, it scores well. This play would have been better if you had maybe kept an O on your rack.
Yeah. Mack, I think, is going to hammer that spot very soon with Rebato. Yes. Rebato. That scores 61 points. That's a bingo score that Nigel should not have allowed. Of course, he can allow a few bingo scores at this rate. But I think playing work instead would have been a lot handier. Mack under 7 minutes. He's had a lot to think about this game. Not a lot to hope for. Nigel Peltier drawing BLNRSYZ. His options kind of suck now.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Nigel in this spot, you pretty much feel like you can do whatever you want as long as you don't do anything stupid, and you should be okay.
Yes, indeed. So, Max down 178. Is there any hope, Annette? Is there any hope?
It's very small if there is hope at all. I know I wouldn't have much hope if I was in Mack's shoes right now, but I'm not Mack, so he could make something happen.
I'm gonna leave this on the board. We need this this down here. This is what Mack needs to come back. He needs all of these lines and more. But he's drawn WU.
Of course he has.
Yeah, Benzil would have been really nice through that E of re-altered, but Auto comes and inhibits that. I guess, what do you do if you're Nigel? BYRL? That's kind of a high level of difficulty to find. But it sets up a line, actually, if Mack has, Mack has an S. There are 2 S's unseen from Nigel's perspective. He could actually just sneak a bingo on this row here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about that, though. I mean, because you're keeping the Z, so most likely, as long as you draw a vowel, you should be able to score pretty well after a bingo there. And you're keeping an S yourself, so I quite like Berlin in that spot.
Yeah, I think I might just put the S on it, to be honest. Just eliminate the risk of that line being opened and play an extra consonant, because I just want to make sure I have vowels and consonants on my rack at all time when I am up so many points. Interesting situation, but I think Burls is probably the winningest play. It probably wins 99.9%, whereas other plays 99.8%. That's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah. I mean, you could also play something like Imply from the IMP, which isn't great, but it doesn't open anything at least.
Or Imply.
Maybe you'll draw into like Zany, like, I don't know.
Yeah, Imply is pretty good. That's actually a pretty awesome idea.
It's
just playing Imply. Just don't play Rimply, which is a phony that Will Anderson attempted against me in 2019.
Did he get away with it?
No, I was good at Scrabble in 2019.
Nice. Good for you.
And Will wasn't such an intimidating YouTuber / like one of the best players in the world at that time.
It looks like
only
he
one of
set
us.
up Burl on his rack.
Yeah, Burl. I mean, Burl is totally fine. If Nigel just draws a vowel here, he will be totally fine.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, there's a chance for Mack.
It looks like Burl is coming down. I like that play by Nigel here.
And for those wondering, the standings are at the top of the chat. They are a pinned message. You can take a look at who's doing what. It's a pretty tight ship at the top of the Division 1 at this 2025 Scrabble Players Championship. Mack Meller in the lead at 13-5. but right behind him, 10 players, I believe, are within a game or a game and a half of Mack Meller. As Nigel has drawn a second S and a couple vowels, this is pretty much it now. 19 tiles left in the bag. Mack gonna do something, and it's not gonna be enough. Should he fish for housewife? He's looking at maybe doing that. That would be actually.
Oh, through the IF. Oh, that would be amazing.
I think you do it. I think you play TI for 2 points.
I kind of love it. I mean, you've lost a game anyway. Might as well,
like,
right? Just try one time.
Block this line. Block this line. I'm going for this line. Block it.
And then Nigel's just going to play Zins and be like, sorry, dude.
Content. Come on. He's really thinking hard about it. There are 4 E's from his perspective to draw. That's not terrible odds. And Housewife.
No, with this rack.
94 points. That actually might lead to a 1 game once in a while.
Sure. I mean, why not?
He can immediately play huswife, which is, I think, a Dutch word for housewife.
Yeah, that's kind of fun too, but
scores really nicely if he really wants to cut his losses. But he has a chance here. He's under 5 minutes. Come on, Mac.
Wow.
Do it for content. For content.
Think about it.
Oh, come on.
Gosh.
I will be so happy. I'm going to, like, I don't know. If I had money, I would buy Mac like a car if he does this.
A car just for housewife?
Yeah, he'll never have to work a day in his life.
I mean, you know Mac has had a rough game when he has 4 minutes left on his clock at this point. That is very unlike Mac.
And you know, he doesn't know this, but yeah, mentioned in the chat, all 4 E's remain in the bag. So actually, it's a 4 and 19. No.
Oh, no.
Oh, don't do it. I mean, it was nice. It was a nice thought.
It was a
really
fun
was a
idea.
nice
I'm
thought.
glad he set it up at least.
Come on. Still hasn't his clock. Is he just gonna go overtime, like, considering this position?
I think he's
gonna
considering
have
housewife
to.
now.
Yeah, he's considering housewife. He has no time. I mean, we
Yeah.
know Mac is an extremely fast player when he needs to be. He might not even go overtime, but he has many, many moves left to play. Maybe 4 or 5 or 6.
I'd
Left
be
in this
surprised
game.
if he does end up going overtime. We both know how fast he can play.
Oh, it also goes for row house. If you play the I elsewhere, you go for row house.
Wow.
Okay, he plays housewife.
Yeah.
He's definitely, that'll be the first thing he mentions in the postmortem to Nigel.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I could have gone for housewife, but
Yeah.
decided to cut my losses. That sounds like our boy, doesn't it?
It did take out Nigel's best spot to play Zins, though.
Yeah, now Zin's here on the
You can
cards.
play underneath of Imp too, but that's not. Oh, that's great.
No, that's great.
Let's give back some easy
spot for an
coin
A,
plays. Yeah.
Well, Mac drew 1 E, so he knows Nigel didn't have all 4 of them.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, damn it, I could have drawn that.
Indeed. So, Nigel Peltier, with 11 minutes on his clock, he's up 163 points against the top-rated player in North America, I think, and the 2024 victor of this exact event in South Bend, Indiana. Sporting a very nice button-down shirt. He was telling me he found these shirts at a nice price at this country store. Nigel in his classic beanie. No sunglasses this time though.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of dark in that room too. You said they're playing inside of a casino, right?
So it's the venue is a hotel / casino. This is a venue that has 2 mezzanine levels with a bunch of seats, and lots of comedy shows happen. There's a stage we're not allowed to use, not allowed to even touch the stage, but it is a little dark. That's the one thing. You might have seen like a clip from the 2023 championship. That room was bright as can be.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little bit dark in there.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
kind
only-
of like that though. It looks cozy.
Mack is currently rated higher than Nigel Richards simply because Nigel Richards hasn't played in 7 years, so his rating is currently defunct. Until the end of this tournament, he will have a new established rating, which will probably be higher than Mack Meller's. The Coati coming down immediately, a very nice overlap of Zins, and this game is probably going to speed up a little bit, at least on Mack's end. Nigel's drawn DEH and RSU. That G is still a threat, but other than that, the board is pretty much exhausted.
Yeah, what do you do here if you're Nigel? Do you try to go for bingo yourself from that G?
Maybe. I guess you could play something down from unis, so you can hook your S onto unis and block with something like SURD, leaving one tile in the bag and setting up your HE combination. Maybe you draw like HEAR, HEAD next to SURD. Other than that, is there some way, I guess, Nigel can play OE for 2 if he wants it.
Ooh, that's kind
Setting
of
up
fun.
his case S, but I don't think there's really anything he can draw with that as a 7-letter word, so it's probably not worth it. Does set up Herds, HURDS, for 48 points, but I guess, I mean, I like plays like that, but I don't think it's quite worth it.
I like plays like that just because it's really annoying from your opponent's point of view. They're like, really? And then they have to deal with blocking it.
Yeah, that's exactly the thought. Really, it's like, come on, bro. Yeah, you perfectly captured the psychology of like being completely lost all game, and your opponent's like, "Hey, I got another great play. Do something about it." Yeah, it almost hurts, right?
Yeah. No, I love plays like that. I would very strongly consider it just from the psychological aspect, just to tilt my opponent.
So we have confirmation in the chat. Joey Krafchick had a very fantastic 2025, so he's actually higher rated than Mack Meller at this very moment.
Wow.
And if some guy named Josh Sokol was still active, I think he would have the top rating at the moment. But alas, that guy is washed up. HUN, the consideration for Nigel Peltier, leaving 2 tiles in the bag, setting up Shun, and keeping EDRS, which is a very strong leave. He can hit that G, I think, from Sig, in Sig, and that looks like a very nice spread play as well.
Yeah, I like that play as well. If you're not going to want to go too fancy, that seems like pretty standard play.
Yeah, no fear. There's really not much to worry about from or through that G from Nigel's perspective. So gendarme, I guess, possible once in a while. Mack is 2 letters off of that, so maybe he's going to try to draw the S that he might not be sure Nigel has set up with Hun, but I guess that play sort of implies the last S a lot of the time. 2 tiles in the bag. What do? You play like eco here and just try and fork the board, or you just give up?
I would just give up. I mean, even if you draw a bingo there, you're just not going to win the game. And so often, Nigel's just going to have the S.
I actually feel really bad. I've like in the span of 1 game, you've turned into a person that gives up. The beginning of this game, you're like, no, I always try to win. It's just, this game is just destroyed.
I mean, look, what are you gonna do?
This is what we do. This is what we do to people in the commentary booth. I don't know if Annette will be back, folks.
Sorry, guys.
Mack under
I'll
2
try to
minutes
do better next game.
with ADEENO. He's looking at trying to fish off OE. Probably sees the possibility of gendarme. Problem is, if he draws those letters for gendarme, Nigel will know exactly what he has. It'll get blocked.
Yeah,
so,
if you're gonna fish here, you almost need to find a fish that plays off 1 tile and opens another lane. It's just almost impossible.
Yeah, but what 1 tile can
what do you even
play?
do? We play OH. Like, can you join into anything with a D? Probably not.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Are we gonna see Mack go overtime? I don't know when the last time it is that I've seen Mack go overtime, except I guess in a blitz match when he's lost. But
Yeah,
he's
I
gonna
think he's
play. What is he looking at here?
I
He
don't
has
know.
NEE. I guess he's gonna play NEE and OE. Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
I
that makes
guess.
sense.
Fine. Take the points.
19 points. Back to Nigel with ADEMRRS. So he didn't get that E in space that he might have been hoping for. We could have easily imagined a play like ODE from Mack, opening a spot for Dreamers.
Mm-hmm.
But this is going to be an easy endgame, regardless, for Nigel Peltier. I don't think he has a way to use that shun hook and go out next move. Mack has drawn FV out of the bag to add insult to injury. Yeah, Nigel's going to look at this endgame. He has 6 minutes to try and find his absolute best move. And after this, we'll have 2 rounds before the end of the all-important day 3 of 4 before declaring the 2 finalists at this year's Scrabble Players Championship. Once again, Josh Sokol here, Annette Obrestad. We have 2 concurrent streams going on. I hope all of you have multiple tabs open. I hope the other game was pretty interesting. And I hope you're having a good time.
Hey, we almost saw Housewife come down, though. Almost. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's great to have you, Annette. Yeah, you
it's
started
really good.
commentating in 2022, right? You commentated this event.
I think that was my first time, yeah. I've really enjoyed it ever since, and every time people ask me if I want to commentate, I jump on it so fast because I just think it's really cool to be able to do that with you guys.
Yeah, it's cool to do it with you. You're usually playing these tournaments. Me too.
I know. Gosh, I wish I could be there so badly, but timing-wise, it just didn't work out. Couldn't get anybody to watch my cat, and it's just, it's not that easy to just go away when you have animals.
Mm. So Mad coming down. That's 29, keeping ERRS.
Does he
Unsure
have
if that goes
phrases to go
out.
out here? I mean, Eris with Imp at least. Don't see a second out yet.
Yeah, but can Mac go out in 2? Probably not.
Doesn't look like it, no. So
But yeah, this does give back OF probably a little bit, I guess, careless for Nigel Peltier to give back such a high-scoring spot. But I
it does
guess
guarantee
Mac.
him to go out in 2, though, because there wasn't really much Mac
Oh
could
yeah,
do to block that spot. So it
I
does
just
stick
didn't
him
see
with a
that.
lot of points. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, totally. I didn't even see that spot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nigel. All right, let's listen to the overhead mic and see what Mac has to say about this.
It happens. I don't know what I could have done. Not a whole lot, I feel like. But yeah, I skipped JIVGL. It's like, well, yeah. No, I just don't think that was my game, but it happens. Yeah, that's weird. It's a weird one. Yeah. I don't think I had anything better with that. Maybe like grillage, but I mean, I have to open the board at that point. Like at that point, I'm still, close enough that I don't have to just cut spread. But it didn't last long. Once you got to 9, I was like, all right, that's GG. Might as well just try to lose by as little as possible. I almost had OI here. I thought about fishing for Housewife. But it just doesn't make sense. There's like a 15% chance of hitting it. I thought about like putting the I here to try to set that up, but I mean there were 2 S's left. Like it's a good content play. It's just stupid though. I mean like I wanted to do it. I sort of pretended to do it for the stream, but like it's just not smart. I mean spread still matters like a lot. So but that would have been cool to get that down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
IF is a fun
yeah.
2 for 9.
You normally would think it would be like IFY if anything, right? But
yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a cool play as is. Also.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just got to be more sensible from a pot standpoint. Like I think. Yeah, I mean, I was just lucky you gave me something here.
Yeah, that was
but,
cool. Bingo
yeah.
score.
I mean, I just had all 1-pointers and couldn't. Yeah, I think I kept AIRT and drew AAO. It's like,
Yeah.
I was due for one of these though, I guess. But I've done this to my opponents a couple times this tournament, so.
All right. Cool. I guess we should submit that.
All right. Yeah, not the most, I guess, encouraging post-mortem. Mac unfortunately did not have a chance this game, but at least he gave us some content or some potential content. Tough one, but still very good chances for Mac to make it to the finals after this disappointing loss to Nigel Peltier.